Hello, welcome to my Thursday Thoughts video. I'm Jill Abro, and this week I want to talk to you about mental health issues and redundancy. There's been much coverage on the news and across social media lately about the increased mental health issues which are arising due to COVID-19. Working at home, sometimes alone, sometimes with family and other distractions, is causing extra stress for people. Those who may have already been struggling are sometimes finding this new challenge just very hard to deal with. There may be additional financial issues too if a partner's no longer working or furlough pay hasn't been quite enough to cover all the bills or it's reducing now. And companies have had to tighten their belts or may even be facing complete closure. So redundancies are now beginning to look like the only option in many cases. But employers still have a duty of care for their employees, even those employees they're making redundant. Any potential or pending redundancy is just one more major source of mental health challenge for some of those employees. Of course, you may not know whether your employees have any mental health issues. This can be an invisible health issue, which many people want to keep private. They think there's some stigma attached to it, and sometimes there is. But just because it can't be seen doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Statistically, 1 in 4 of us face mental health challenges in the workplace each year, so it's very likely that some of your employees fall into that category. So how can we address this issue during a redundancy programme? Well, if you know about any disability, or if you're made aware of it during the redundancy programme, then that doesn't prevent you from carrying on with the redundancy, but you must handle it with care and, knowing me, with love as well, of course. Here's a list of some of the things that you might want to think about. If you're having to do some scoring to select people for redundancy, then you need to carefully think about anything you might need to add in to the scoring around disability to make sure that somebody with a disability isn't disadvantaged. When you're doing your consultation meetings, particularly the individual ones, then you may need to have more meetings than you thought about. Somebody may need you to repeat things several times over. Often people go into denial or don't understand what's being said to them. You need to allow them time to get to understand it fully, to come to terms with it. And you may want to allow them to be accompanied at consultation meetings. Personally, I'd suggest that that's a good idea anyway for everyone, but it's not a legal requirement. But in the case of somebody with a disability, I definitely think it's something you should look at. Ask the individual if there's any particular support or help that they think they need. Again, good practice anyway, but particularly if there's a disability that you know about. And think about other support that you might be able to offer. Counselling, for instance, to help them come to terms with their situation or to understand what options are open to them. You maybe could refer them to an occupational health professional or to another medical professional if you think that they need some specific help. You might want to provide career coaching, not just for people with disabilities, but for any of your employees. Or outplacement support to help them to actually find another position or to decide what they want to do next. And of course, there's so many sorts of financial advice that you can offer to people which can help them. As always with these Thursday Thoughts, they're so short, it's just a brief glimpse of some of the things that you might need to think about surrounding this particular aspect of redundancy. If you need to look at it in more detail or you want some further advice, then please contact me by direct message or email me at jill@jmahr.com and we can talk about any support that you might need. Thanks. See you next week. Take care. Bye.